Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson, coming to you from Hawaiian beaches on the beautiful big island of Hawaii. Yay! Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. Aloha, Lori. I'm so grateful for the love that we share. Thank you, everyone who attends. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining in this. It's so much fun. So here is something that Holly brought up. She said she wanted to talk about this one. It's impossible to love one and hate the other, hate another. Okay? Because love is one. There's only one real relationship. In the dream, you could say it's love as consciousness relating with thought. That's why it's, if you take one manifestation, say one body, one person, let's say, and make them into, you could say make that body into your salvation. It's kind of like putting an idol before what's really there to give you your salvation. You know, the gift of it is there, but it's not as a body. So that's the one relationship. It's with all of perception, everything in the perception, not certain things in the perception. So it's like if you take one particular individual and you feel hatred toward that individual, you think that hatred is for that individual, but it's not. It's just hatred, which isn't even real. It's an imaginary effect of holding thoughts that defile you, holding thoughts that go against who you really are. It's an imaginary effect. Doesn't have anything to do with that person, that kind of thing, whatever brings it up. Lori says, I literally have no hatred. That's fun, Lori. What a fun thing to say. And it's true. I mean, and no one does, because it's not real. And when it arises in your perception, remember, anything that arises in your perception comes from you. It comes out of you. It's a projection of the thoughts presently being taken as true. Okay? So when that's denied as in, oh, that's theirs, that's not mine, that's still making it real. See? So whatever hatred is perceived within you first before it's perceived in the world. before you have something to put it on, it's perceived within, or it's perceived without. Perceived within meaning judged against. Something's been judged against within. So if you take the perception to be real, then it just reinforces that judgment within. But if you recognize it came from within, then you can go within and feel the effects of it for yourself. When you feel the effects of it for yourself, then you know it's not worthwhile. You feel the effects of it for yourself, you begin to recognize that you have a choice. Well, okay, so that's a good question. Thank you. So are you saying that it is coming from me and not from that other person? Every single thing that you perceive is coming from your mind. It's coming from the beliefs you're holding in your mind, even if it happens to be another person. See? It's always coming from your mind. It's there for you. Even the sound of my voice coming through your computer screen apparently is actually projected from your mind. I see a beautiful hand. Yay.
Hello. This is exactly what happened here. Okay, I took another edible on Saturday, and I ended up on the phone with Holly. It seems like that's what happens if I'm home. I end up with Holly. And I saw so clear that everything that she says about her was running in me that I never noticed.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Oh, Hope. I am so, it was, there was no escape from it. It's so clear that she is the reflection of what's going on here that I didn't even know.
I know, that's why it's a gift. That's why it's like, thank you. Thank you.
That gift. I mean,
Yeah.
she says things about her fear about money or whatever, and automatically I'm automatically there with her saying, right now, what is wrong? That is all projection of a future. I am, and when she's talking about her body, and there were three huge things, and I was like, I'm so on it with her to help her through it with the right words, and with myself, I wasn't even seeing it.
Oh, fun.
Oh my God.
Hide and seek, don't you know?
What?
It's like hide and seek.
It totally, but now that it's seen, wow. Now I can see the gift in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like listening to everyone, really listening is
Yeah.
what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's agitating, if it's makes comfortable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's fun. You see how it's like a game.
It is like a game. I wasn't thinking about it being fun, but
Yeah, there's nothing serious about it.
right. Oh my God, Hope. The gratitude I have for you, well, for me, whatever
Yeah.
is
For
over
you.
the top. Holy. I was listening to a video yesterday morning. I was kind of going to sleep. It was early in the morning, and it was in my ears, and it talked about us being a flower. He was saying, feel how miraculous you are. Oh my God, I was falling asleep. I literally, the depth of the cry, the was literally took, I couldn't breathe. Woke me right up that deep, I don't know what that was, but it was felt on a level that I've never felt anything, like right down to my belly.
Good.
Oh, I've never felt anything like that before.
Well, it gets better.
It gets, okay.
I mean, it's just a matter of whether or not you're seeing that it's you. If you
It,
see that it's you, it just like it keeps on feeling better.
that's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I know. It's like a marriage within. It's like a romance.
With within. Not
Yeah.
even with the self, it's within. Yeah.
Because it's
Because
all mind. It's all like the beloved, like the manifestation is all just for recognizing your beloved, which is you.
that's that love that we are.
Yeah. And as you recognize it, you are automatically sharing it.
Ah, the depth of it. Wow. It's
Yeah.
deep.
If you recognize that it's all a feeling, it's all a feeling,
Yes. Like,
you know.
and it's not left me since then. That feeling that seems to go right down to my stomach, right down to the.
Yeah. All that prevents that from occurring to you in that form, basically it's also an illusion. But it also that prevents you from occurring to you in that form is belief in thoughts that go against who you are.
Yes. Oh my
Taking
God.
manifestations is true. So you notice when you seem to lose touch with that feeling, look at where you've led yourself in thought. That's all. It's fun.
That's all.
Because then it
That's
just comes back. It just comes back again.
my God. What the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? It's easy.
No, I'm saying all of this wasn't real, but it's so, how, what, it's such a,
It's symbolic. Everything is symbolic, even the feeling.
it's symbolic.
Yeah, it's symbolic of what you're allowing. You know, as it, as these limitations, and they're limitations, they're burdens, they're almost like weights on your shoulders, weighing you down like anchors. As they're released, it's kind of like there's an opening for more. You could call it light, love.
More,
It feels like it fills you up.
yes, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, it's like it, and it's wisdom too. There's um, when that kind of opening is allowed, and you sense um, those, I guess you could say, blissful Lori. I made you a blend like that. Yeah,
It's,
blissful feelings, in those blissful feelings, so much wisdom is coming through because so much delusion is being worn away like that.
yes, beautiful.
It's
Oh my,
like it's dissolved.
is this, and the talking is coming from those sensations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yes. It's different.
Because even in your mind, it's not like mer, 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 mer. It's happy, you know? Like even the voice in your mind, it becomes happy.
Yes.
Because you're not taking these things as if they're real. If you really are willing, if you're sincerely willing, and you don't even have to be that willing, even a little bit willing, you're sincerely a little bit willing to see that it's all your projection, then you will be led there.
Yeah, now I'm seeing that because I am really willing, and
Nice.
I've been willing for a long time, but this combination of what's been happening to illuminate this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just.
Isn't it fun? It's always going to be fun. It's always going to be unique. It's always going to be fun.
Oh, oh my God.
Hooray.
Wow.
Now you know you don't have to have any kind of sick, ill feelings unless you choose. You see how you choose to? You can choose to. I was asked yesterday, like, why would it be bad if, because my home where I lived was run over by lava, and someone said, why would it be bad if you were sad about that? And it's not like it would be bad to be sad about that. If sadness is there, then sadness is there. But for me, it's a little bit different because I can see that in order to maintain sadness, I had to do work, actually. I had to believe in stuff that is insane. So
you have to believe that there was lava, there was land, there was.
You gotta believe in a lot of things. Yeah. And so, the thought was offered to me, I miss fairyland, in a cute little voice too. Like, I miss fairyland. It's like, oh, and I could sense the sadness in that thought, but didn't feel motivated to add to that by pursuing more thought along those same lines.
Right, more stories of.
Yes.
It was
it's easy. It's the easiest thing to do. That's why, it's been called unconscious. I'm sure I've called it unconscious, even though it's not really unconscious. You start to see that it is conscious, but you're also consciously hiding it from yourself. Because it's all you.
But you don't know it. I did not know it.
Mm-hmm.
That edible just opened up a channel and when I was on the phone with her, it was like, wow, I cannot go back to being delusional because there's too much evidence here.
Yeah.
This is right in my face. That I was feeling without knowing it is what she's saying.
Yeah, so that gives you so much more dimensions of clarity.
Yeah.
Because that gift, all that sensation, you can say, even the hearing of words, sensation, all that sensation to be perceived as it is, and not just permitted to, I guess you could say, design the manifestation for you. Run the show, so to speak.
Wow. God, as you talk is a different. It's been happening in the past few weeks, though. As you're talking, there's a feeling into what you're saying instead of it being intellectual. Because I can definitely tell that your words are coming from the feeling.
There you go.
And I'm feeling into the words as you're talking.
Yay. Because that's really what's being shared. That's why I've said a bunch of times, nothing I say is true. It's not like you need to write it down or try to, hold on to the set of words. It's a flow. It's a flow of energy. And, and just letting it go to that. And, that's the thing. When words are coming, they're always coming from a feeling. So it's like whoever I seem to be communicating with, it's always that same relationship. So I allow myself to be aware of what is being felt. That's all. Just being aware of what's being felt allows things to be seen, and when they're seen, they're released.
Yeah. Allowing what's felt instead of resisting what's felt.
Exactly.
Whoops. I lost your audio. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Your audio completely went away. I can see my green thing going, but yours is gone. I wonder if anybody else, ask anybody else if they can hear you. Is anybody hearing you? Hope can nod to me. I can't hear you. Okay, Holly says she can't hear you either. I can't. I'm not good at reading lips. I can't. Your audio, the green line is gone. Completely gone. It has not registered. That's weird why mine would still be going. I don't know. Phoebe, text me. Oh, what the hell is that? I've never seen that before. Whoop!
Got shut down.
We were on fire. It was hotter than the lava.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun.
So when I was on the edible there, I wrote. I have this whole envelope because that's the only thing I had at the time was an envelope, and I started writing because I could. There was so much stuff. So I could see that the mind learns the phrases intellectually of non-duality. So then it brings it in, that it's just repeated and repeated and repeated to other people. And then it kind of like osmosis sinks down in. Then something opens up after all that time of repeating it, I guess.
Yes, that's right. Well, you know what? The thing is, all of that information in there is there, but then it starts to sort of blossom, and then it starts to mean something beyond what you thought the first time and the second time or the third time you heard it.
Yeah, that's the meaning. But then part of those phrases are nothing and nothing. It doesn't mean anything. The mind is making everything mean something.
Yep, everything's pointing. It's all a pointing.
Then the other thing came, there's no such thing as a fact. A fact, okay. When there's a fact, there's a knower.
Great.
Yeah, I saw that clear.
Yeah, that's the equivalent to, biblically leaning to your own understanding, making things to mean something and then making that what's real to you.
Right, for the person.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, so then happening is not true. It's just happening in the dream.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, it was so clear. Everything was so, it was felt into, and then the words were coming.
Yes.
Ah. Okay, okay. So Scott and I were talking today. I wonder if he's on. Message him.
Scott
He
is
says,
on.
"Oh, he's on. Awesome." Okay, so we were talking, and I said, he said, "How can I create the illusion without edibles?"
What do you
Although,
mean?
okay, so the edible made it so I could see clearly, and even when I was talking with him, I was saying that I wish I had taken an edible today because the questions that he had for me would have been clearer. But I was pretty clear today. I even said to him, I said at first that I wish I had taken an edible, but then when he was asking questions, I was pretty clear on it was just coming out, and I did not have an edible today.
Yeah,
So
it's not the edible, that's putting a lot of power into an illusion.
yes, I see that.
Yeah. It's
I
making it as if it actually has some kind of power. You
right.
might you might perceive an effect, but just don't give it that kind of power. It's your mind that's making that effect. That's all.
Boy, it is powerful.
Oh yeah.
That mind is powerful.
Yes.
The first thing that happened when I took it, the first realization when it started taking effect was I'm afraid to really let go because there literally is no one there.
No body.
What that that fear I was felt,
Good.
really felt of I didn't realize that there was a fear of letting it go, letting the illusion go.
Right. Well, that's what all the defensiveness is. That's what perceiving um, things in separation is for. Keeping you afraid of letting it go.
Keeping you afraid. That's it. Yes.
But you set it up like that to go into it.
Um,
The seeing through it is like the coming home phase. It's a good phase to be in.
yeah. Really. I said others judging, and then I said my judging is being projected.
Uh-huh.
God, that was so clear. And it's
It's
still,
very powerful in the perception of being judged and in the perception of judging too. In the perception of being judged, to recognize that that's your own mind that you hear.
that's it.
That's
That's it.
all it is.
Has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, you don't have to give that any kind of power.
Mm.
It's just some belief patterns coming up, representing themselves as if true.
And they never were true.
That's right.
None of it.
You actually made it up. Good job.
Another one was enlightenment. Okay, it came like this first. Enlightenment just is. But then I crossed out the just because it was like enlightenment is
Yay.
the isness of,
Isness.
of all of it. Jeez. And when you say, I love you, it's
Hmm.
sharing the love that we are.
Yep.
And then today, when I said that to Scott, I came to is I recognize the love that we are in you. That's why I never understood. I've heard people, say namaste and what it means, and now it actually makes sense. It, it actually on a feeling level.
Hmm. Yes, it's on a feeling level. Yeah, definitely. We feel each other and run from the feeling because we fear the feeling. For a
Mm.
while. For a while, that game is played.
For a long while.
Yeah, a really long while, apparently. But it's not. Yeah, because it's not really happening.
Right,
That's the
right,
thing.
right. But in the dream, it's
It's an
apparent.
imaginary. Yeah, it's an imaginary play until it's seen. It's like, oh, okay. I don't have to play into that anymore.
I don't have to.
Because
Oh
you
my
can just have it.
God. Thank you.
Yeah. Yay!
Um, then there was another thing we talked about. How how am I going to know when I've let go? What's it look like? So now that's not even relevant because how am I going to, who's to know? Who, wh-
It's gonna be fun.
it's just turned into fun. Exactly. Yeah. And oh yeah.
When you know it's all your projection, it's really fun. Up to that point, it kind of seems a little bit hard, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It just seems it, hard or frustrating or whatever the mind labels it as.
Yeah, and maybe you're going crazy, different stuff.
Yeah, a long time. Whenever somebody's crazy, oh yeah, I know it. Yeah,
That's-
yeah. That used to hurt. That idea back when there was a real belief in the Laurie character. When somebody said you're crazy, that was painful.
Fun.
In the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, I was like, yeah, say what you want. It's just, that's the lifting of the veil of the idea of the person as
Yeah,
it goes.
you see that it's your mind, especially if you're triggered by something.
But no, but I didn't realize it was my mind till this is just recent. This is
Yeah.
literally just recent. I mean, I had an idea about it, but there was frustration because I'm never gonna get there. I'm not more mind shit. Maya, that Maya was playing. It was playing. It's cute. Cute. Tig says cute. You say fun. All right. I feel pretty good.
Well, hooray.
Yeah. Hooray. Without an edible. Oh my God. I'm still seeing it.
Yeah, well, you don't need it. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a projection. That projection will be there as much as it serves. That's all. As
Right.
much as it serves.
Well,
And
that's
it does nothing's necessary.
that's another thing. What I've been saying lately to everyone, which I wasn't taking in. This too shall pass. No matter what. No matter what. This too shall pass. Good, bad, whatever the mind perceives, it's going to pass. It's passing.
Yeah, it's passing right now. You could be um, meeting it where it's passing or trying to chase it.
Right. Ooh, that was good. Meeting it where it's passing or trying to chase it. Wow.
You
Wow.
you've heard of the one about a sky and clouds passing. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You see that more now? Or you're more like the sky and then the clouds are passing.
Laughing, yeah.
Yeah. Making,
That's a
different
great,
shadows and stuff, but ultimately passing. And everything is like that. You can't make it stay 1 second longer than it's meant to.
right. And
You know,
when people, um,
go ahead.
something was said today about on Facebook about how change is hard. People are trying to change. Change is very hard. I went, what are you talking about? Everything's changing constantly. What are you talking about? But now that I think about it, it used to be, I used to have that belief that people don't change.
Okay.
But that's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Because they're in your perception. If the way you're making them is to not change, then that's how it is.
Mhm.
For the most part, people aren't really meeting each other. They're meeting a perception of each other. It's almost like a wall or a veil, so they never really integrate with one
Never
another.
see that other. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have whatever you want.
Mm.
That's why I found myself when someone was saying, "You you lied to me," and I didn't have the perception of lying, but you know, I said, "Well, that's not going to change.
Mm.
I'm that if I'm a liar to you, that's not going to change."
Right.
So I
Because
love you.
that's a belief. Right. It's a
Yeah,
belief that's holding and you can't change it. It's all up to them.
and
Right.
that's not, yeah, that's just going to keep on going on. So hey,
Mm.
party on.
Oh,
Enjoy that. And I love you. It's great. Whatever your perception is, it's awesome to me.
yeah. Because it's not real. You know it's not real.
Yeah, it's okay. I could be perceived as the worst things to someone's perception, but it doesn't move me.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the way I feel about them. It doesn't make it so that in my mind their perception is wrong. No perception is wrong. You
It's just
know?
just is.
Yeah, it's you could say that, yeah, okay, I did lie to you. Every potential is within me.
Yeah. Including Hitler.
Every potential, yeah. So it's the same. It's equally false as it is true. So I just let that be whatever the perception is without fighting against it or labeling it in any way. And
Mm.
those things I notice they're not held on to.
Yeah. Well, because it's being met with the love that we all are. So where's there to fight? Where's the it just dissolves. It
Yes,
can't.
one way I heard it put was there's nothing in you for conflict to adhere to.
Ooh.
There's nothing for it to adhere to. It can arise, but it doesn't adhere. It doesn't stay.
That's beautiful. Wow.
It's fun. It's a play. It's almost like a dance.
Mm. Well, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's victory dance. This is a victory dance time. Because once you get that kind of certainty
Yeah.
that it's all yours, when it's all your projection, when you have that certainty, and it's not going to leave you. It might be obscured temporarily, but it's not going to leave you. It's like what got you there, though.
God. Ah,
It's not like you can deny it now.
damn. That
So it's like you have a shitload more responsibility, but the responsibility is carried out so happily because it's fun. Yay! Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining, David. Thanks for coming back on to the new link.
It's been such a joy dancing with you.
Oh, thank you.
My God, Hope.
Me too. I appreciate it very much.
You're just keeping everything you said. Just was beautiful. Beautiful pointing.
Yay. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you.
Ditto, girlfriend. Ditto.
All right. Aloha.
Love you.
Love you. Yay. Thank you, everyone, for being on. I love you. Raise your hand if you'd like to speak with me, okay? Hi. Let's see. Okay. So there was more to that. We got off on something else. Holly was asking about this one. It started with it's impossible to love one and hate another. Yes, we got to that. And then, as long as you harbor a hateful feeling for anyone, what you think you love is also turning hateful. Okay? So we talked about how the whole manifestation, all bodies, all manifestations are one thing, including the thought, everything, thoughts that cross your mind, feelings, all of it, all perception, one thing. And you could say that's what you are in relationship with in the dream. See? As one, though, not as a whole bunch, because when you recognize it as one projection coming out of your mind, you can overlook what seems to be lacking in it, what seems to be lacking love. And in overlooking at it, it's kind of like, I guess it would be a sacrifice of self-interest, which is really a sacrifice of nothing. So it's not really a sacrifice then, is it? It's a sacrifice of self-interest, which is really a sacrifice of nothing at all. Okay? Yay. Aw, thanks you guys. I appreciate you. Aw. Why don't you need to have any self-interest? Why can you just be completely careless? Yes, careless. I didn't even say carefree, did I? Because it's your belief in that self-interest, in it as your savior. Like it's going to bring about what you want. It's going to get you what you want. It's your belief in that prevents what you really want from being revealed to you. Not only that, in the world of self-interest, no one knows what serves you better than your spirit. Not the mind that's been guided by ego and takes the world as real and things as real in the world. No one knows you better. No one knows what you need. No one knows what you prefer. No one knows everything that inspires you any better. And what takes care of you is alive in the moment. What takes care of you is alive. It's what's living. It's what's breathing you and beating your heart. It takes care of you. Even in the dream. Even as an apparent individual. You're taken care of. If you think that you have to take care of yourself, if you're responsible for your own life, your own body, then you can't let in that which knows what you're really calling after, what your heart's really calling after, which you cannot know. You cannot know that from the mind. You cannot know what it is. The mind thinks in terms of the future, getting something in a future moment. Let's say the mind led by ego. But your mind could also, in any instant, it's being led by this thing that seems to be necessary for happiness. The mind can switch gears, so to speak, and just accept what's really true. It's recognizing that longing, seeking is a projection of right now. It's from here. It's projecting it right now. And sense what that's like. Sense what that is in your body. Have that perception. Get the full ride of it. And then that allows more of that blissful sensation, that blissful feeling to uplift you and enlighten you, so to speak. Say you have some sort of a spiritual practice, maybe you meditate or you have yoga or something like that. If you care about that, as in put it up as something that can save you. See, that's how it gets to be. That this is what I need to be happy. Maybe I've had before, it's been a gym. I always have to have a gym if I'm going to be happy. And then if I don't work out, I'll be pissed. Right, again? My daughter's looking at me. She knows. Oh, even if I did work out, I was pissed, she's saying. Thanks. But once you think that you have to do that, or that you're responsible for that, or you are even capable of doing that, see, there's a big thing. Look at, if you like find yourself meditating or having yoga or a walk or, exercise wise, eating well, anything what you think, and you have that thought about it being good for you, check that. It's a setup. It's a total setup. That has no effect. Remind yourself, that has no effect. You're using that thing as magic to have an effect. Which the only reason you're making magic and making these illusions is so that you can realize through them. So that you can realize who you are through them. So that's what they're for. That's what those little offerings are for. Oh, good thing you're walking today. One of my friends said her boyfriend told her, good thing you do so much yoga, because if you ate that much food and weren't doing yoga, you'd get fat or something like that. Just noticing those. I'm not saying get mad at your boyfriend. It's so funny how it gets taken that way sometimes. Like, oh yeah, I heard that person saying that and that really pissed me off. No, that's your own mind. Even to hear it, and that's what makes it playful, because it is projected from your mind. So it's a projection of a secret belief, basically. And you could tell if you're holding that belief by whether or not there's a reaction in you. That's how you know you're holding it. Okay? If there's no reaction, then it's just a belief popping up. It doesn't matter either way. when there's a reaction, there's also a temptation, though, to buy into the reaction. So let the reaction kind of put you on an alert that it is a reaction. You know, you kind of get the knack for knowing that, okay, this is a reaction. Okay, good. Okay, be alert now. Kind of get the knack for that. It just naturally develops in consciousness. There's still nothing for you to do. There's still no homework, nothing to write down, nothing for you to do. Okay? That's all coming. And for the most part, it's coming through your relationships. Because that's where that mirror reflection is. You know, you kind of get like blindsided. It's like, oh, this person's so great, this person's so great. Maybe you just met him or something. And then all of a sudden something will come out of your mouth and it's like, what? What? You're saying that about me? Oh my goodness. Thank you, David. It was fun for you to come. He said, I don't know what you're talking about, so I am leaving. Well, it was fun having you here. And that was so fun. So as soon as you hear something that seems to I guess attack your self-image, all of a sudden this person isn't so, it's like, whoa, maybe I don't, that person. But when you recognize that's coming right out of your own mind, then even that upset, any kind of rejection or anything like that is like, oh, I'm glad I'm seeing that because it's not true. Lori said she didn't know what I was talking about either for so long, but you kept on coming on. That's the difference. Well, he might be back too. Who knows? That's a fun one. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm leaving. That's good. I love you. Thank you. Yay. Well, some of you must know what I'm talking about because you're still chilling out here. Oh, there was something else. Yulia said, yep. Okay, the other part of this one. True love shines like the sun on everything that arises within you. So you know if it's not true love, if it's special love, basically it's singling something out. I love you because you're so. That's not it. I prefer hanging out with you because you're so this and this and this and this. But that doesn't have anything to do with love. I love you because you're so cute. Kind of stuff. Love is for all one. All of it as one thing within you. There's nothing outside of you. Yay! That means everything can be loved by you. You don't have to buy into that it's not deserving of love right now. The idea it's not deserving of love. Whatever that thing is in the projection, in the manifestation that seems to be not deserving of love, it's reflecting on your idea that you're not worthy of love. Okay? It's reflecting on that. So if you recognize that it's about you, you can also resolve that thought. That gets resolved. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know so bad. How fun. There's no turning back now, Lori. You did it. You went the mile. Even that's orchestrated, of course. She says, yay. Even that's all orchestrated. But, and here's the big but, There's a really good shortcut. It's all scripted, it's all orchestrated, and let's say there's a really quick shortcut. Everyone's going to make it. Everyone's going to make it, and there's a really quick shortcut. And that's what Wisdom Dialogues is about, showing you to that shortcut so you can take it. Hooray! All right. So we have another one. Someone asked me to talk about. It was my lovely, lovely, lovely friend. I believe it was Christine. Is it Christine? Oh, here it is. Okay. Using consciousness to make its manifestations wrong. Okay, let's look at this now. Using consciousness to make its manifestations wrong. Look what consciousness is. Look at what consciousness is in the dream. Everything's birthed through consciousness. Everything that you can perceive, every manifestation, every thought, everything, it's consciousness. Okay? And in the dream, you're as consciousness. It's like you have this opportunity, this space and time opportunity to use consciousness to judge things if you choose. Those things that are actually the manifestations of consciousness. So using consciousness to make its manifestations wrong results in perceptions of feeling wrong. So if you are, let's say, treating consciousness that way, treating it as if its manifestations are somehow lacking, you as consciousness get the feeling of being wrong, and also get the feeling of being wronged. See? It's like ask and you receive. Ask and you receive. Take consciousness, take any of consciousness manifestations, take any part of the whole out and judge it as something. And that's asking for the perception. That's asking for the perception of feeling wrong. Okay? And for a lot of people, they don't even know when they're having a perception of feeling wrong. And they have the perception of feeling wrong, it's immediately something wants to be projected. Whether that's projected for their own self. Oh, I made a mistake. No wonder I feel so wrong. I made that mistake. Or projecting for someone else. That's terrible the way they are. Every time that occurs, it steamrolls on itself because you have the perception of something being wrong. You, someone else, something maybe went wrong, apparently. You have that perception that that's what's occurring. But what's occurring first is in your mind, you've bought into a belief that says that you could possibly get it wrong. You're permitting that belief to have power in your mind before you're ever going to be triggered. Before you're ever going to be triggered by a manifestation. Basically, consciousness is taking what beliefs you hold as true and projecting them. so you can have a good view of them. Fun and playful view of them. And there's nothing else. You know, for the most part, people don't feel safe in recognizing that everything's okay. It seems like that's not safe, that's careless to just say that everything's okay. And not just to say it, not just to be able to say it, because that's a manifestation too. You know, the words can be very empty, but to be able to experience it, that it actually is all okay. And it's all just feeling. Feeling of fear doesn't mean that something's wrong. Feeling of fear just means that you're perceiving excitement without awareness. Excitement while believing in untruth produces fear. Yes, a apparent change is about to take place. That's why it's exciting. But if the fear is held on to, it makes everything difficult. Everything's still changing. The changes still have to occur. The change is fluid. It keeps on going. It's always changing. So it's futile to try to resist the change. You know, one way of saying it just tears you back. This messes you up. But that's a symbol, the sensations, the excitement slash fear, symbolic of changes taking place, transformation in the mind. See, if there's nothing to fight against. It's kind of like if you're birthing a baby, you know, you don't want to clench up. Something is taking place, some new way of being, birthing yourself. You don't want to clench up unless you do. If you do, get the full effect. Get the full effect of it. That's all. Everyone will eventually. Everyone will come to that eventually. So, in perceiving people who aren't quite there yet, let's say, as in they don't have the same kind of mindset, they don't see things like you do, so to speak. They are also totally whole, totally complete. Your perception of them is what's really important to you, not what they look like to you, not what they look like to you. Recognizing that that's yours, owning everything, even the perception that they're not there yet. Because that's part of the play. That's a big, you know, that is it. I mean, if you look at it and take it as we're all dreaming or hallucinating, however you want to put it. Dreaming, hallucinating, same thing. We're having a hallucination of others who are unwhole, so to speak. Because that's what's going on in the mind. That's the belief anyways. There's no unwholeness. It's not even possible. Okay? It's not even possible. That's not really going on. But there's a perception of it in the hallucination that things are unwhole and separate, and that bodies are mortal and all kinds of different wild, insane stuff. We recognize that everyone is having a hallucination of the other. We're not seeing each other clearly. We're not seeing each other clearly. When you see them clearly, you won't be able to see, you won't be able to have the perception of something that is mortal and fallible. That's not clear seeing. That's like a cover over them. Don't identify that as who they are. And it's not like it's a bad thing to say, oh yeah, they have blonde hair and blue eyes, dark skin, light skin, whatever. Point them out somewhere in a crowd. It's not like you have to change your language or anything. But just in noticing that they're not identified by that. They're not identified by that body, that form that you see. They're not that. They're not really that. However that's presenting to you, that's how you want it. That's how you made it so you can get that feeling effect. And once you have that feeling effect, and once you get that feeling effect, you have no more need for that particular manifestation. It's not necessary. All a feeling, and it's all for a feeling. Oh, thank you. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know. I don't know if there's anything else for this evening. Let me look. Ooh, gratitude is coming up so big. In everything, there's a cause for gratitude. In everything that you perceive, there's a cause for gratitude because it all has the same exact purpose. It's for you. It's there for you. It's apparently there for you. It's not even really there. The projection perceiving outside of yourself is hallucination. Yay. So, and it's all appearing so that you can see what's really true. That's where the gratitude comes in. If you don't know, if you're not clear that it's coming from you, give thanks for it. Just keep giving thanks for it. For everything that you perceive, for every thought, give thanks. And don't wait for results. See? That's the thing. People go, oh, yeah, I've been giving thanks, and then, yeah, but then there's this, and I'm still like this, and okay, are you giving thanks for that, though? Well, no. Okay, that's not all of it then. See, there's this tendency to leave things out. Leave things out of gratitude, leave things out of love. No, not for that, though. Everything else, but not for that. Look at those not for that. That's where you're going to get the greatest release. I'm answering everything before you get a chance to ask it. Okay, yay. I'm so happy about that. Grateful not just for you, but for every perceived person and situation. Yay. Oh, I'm thankful for you too. Thank you. I feel so blessed as well. So you see how it's also easy to be grateful for the things that you think you like, for the things that you think benefit you, for the things that you think serve you. But you know, what's where you're gonna find your greatest treasures, so to speak, you're gonna find the best gifts is in what it seems like you don't prefer. You know, going to gratitude, looking for gratitude, being willing to find gratitude in that which you seem to not prefer. Okay. That's where you find the big, yeah, that's where you find the big. It's almost like it's a, there's one teacher, he writes something, I forgot the guy's name, but he writes something about money. I know that's really vague, something about money, but yeah, the way he puts it, it's like there's these egg bombs in your mind, and it's going like that. Now that's the kind of effect that can take place when something seems to be really upsetting, something that you really seems like you don't want, and it feels very victimized, like this thing has been put upon me, and then all of a sudden you turn to recognize that you made it up. That's like a big he related it to money, which can come up like this, like, oh no, a feeling of fear of, oh no, my bills are too much for the amount of money that I have, like this feeling like this, and then recognizing, oh, right, that's my projection. I put that there. I made it up. I made up this game that I don't have enough money to pay my bills. And when you feel when you feel into that, what it's showing you, it's like, it is like almost like a bomb went off in your mind. It's like a huge clearing. And it allows a different sensation to take the place of the fear. Because, you have to be holding on to this stuff. It's like a structure. You have to be following after, you have to be chasing after it and pursuing the thoughts. It's like work. Okay. So it's like, oh, there's relaxation there too. See, what would normally occur if someone's not on the watch like that is like where something, a thought like that will come, a fearful feeling and thought, and then just trying to suppress it, trying to ignore it, or projecting it. I've seen ignoring it and then projecting it, ignoring it, letting it build up, trying not to react, and then the reaction comes where it's like, it's been, this is terrible, you've been doing this, you shouldn't have been spending so much money, whatever the story is, and if you recognize that each time that crosses your mind, it gets easier and easier like that. You might feel like you're more motivated when it's big, like it's like it feels like a huge fear. It's like, oh, where is that? Where is that technique or whatever it is? How do I get back to that? And you can get right back to it. It seems like you're lost. It seems like you're buried once you've gone down the tunnel of insanity for a little bit. It seems like you got buried. That's why I didn't feel like going down that tunnel of insanity when the thought occurred to me that I missed my house. I could just get that sad feeling of that particular projection without carrying it on. See, I could carry it on if I want to, because that's the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest thing in the world to project. Okay? But if you know where that road leads already, then it's not necessary. You know where it leads. When you don't know where it leads, when you don't know it for sure, you keep on going down it habitually. Yay. Aw, thank you. I so love to hear your testimony and hear about your realizations. I appreciate that. Ah, okay, it feels like we've covered quite a bit and I'm ready to check out, sign out, unless someone has a question. I'll always be happy to answer. Oh, let me go to one more thing first. Thought I was ready to sign out. You never know. This was a good one. I'm gonna share this. This is something that happened via email. Here's the question. While I'm working on my own forgiveness, this is forgiveness as provided for in A Course in Miracles. Forgiveness as making it right, you could say, in your mind. Correction in your mind for what you think happened. Okay? Is there any reason, while I'm working on my own process of forgiveness, is there any reason not to say no thank you to hanging out with a person that seems to be unpleasant for me? She is a close family member, and I get scolded by other family members for not wanting to associate. I can do required family events, but I do not wish to do more than that. Am I missing something? So the only thing that's going to keep you from saying no thank you when that's what's truly in your heart is guilty feelings. And those guilty feelings are most often projected onto other people. So in other words, it's like you're making up that other people are telling you about those judgments. Okay? They're not. They're not holding the judgments. They are not holding the judgments. It's a projection of your own mind. Think of it as self-talk. When you think of it as self-talk and recognize that it is you, it's a projection of what you're holding. Okay? So it's you doing it, so to speak. It's you making it up and projecting it as if they're doing it outside of yourself, as if they're judging you. So that's your judgment to keep you in an unpleasant situation. Your punishment is to stay in an unpleasant situation. Okay? When all there is to recognize that that's nothing. The people's judgments, that's nothing at all. And then you can speak your heart. And if no thank you is in your heart, then that's what'll be spoken. Okay. Yay. Wanted to bring that one up because it's like a lot of the times there's this sense of obligation, like you're supposed to be in relationship with someone when in your heart you feel to say no thank you. You're not obligated for anything, you know. You're not obligated for it. You're going to get all of the experiences you're meant to get. You're not obligated for anything though. The way it's scripted, the way the illusion is scripted, it's scripted so that it's going to show you exactly what you need to see at the time you need to see it. But that doesn't mean that you're on restriction. That doesn't mean that your heart is on restriction. It's just like when someone speaks their judgment, it's just like, oh, thank you for letting me know. Because they're really speaking the judgment that you're holding to be true. So it's like, oh, thank you for showing that to me. I'm so glad it's brought to the light of day. It doesn't mean anything else, though. It doesn't mean anything for you. It doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to hang out with that person or not. Okay? So hooray. Thank you. Wisdomdialogues.org is where you can check out all the videos. If you'd like to join, please go to Wisdom Dialogues. No, that's not it. If you'd like to join to get the invitations, go to Facebook.com/groups/Wisdom Dialogues. Yay! And if you'd like to send me an email, I'm hope@miraclebotanicals.com. And we are sponsored by Miracle Botanicals, which is my family's essential oil company. What can I say about that? It's amazing. It smells good here all the time. Let's put it that way. Essential oils are awesome. If you don't know about them, go to my website and put your name in a little box and you'll start getting newsletters. First, you'll get an ebook introduction to them, and then you'll start getting some newsletters. They're super fun, wonderful allies. They smell delicious, and they get lots of love passing through here. So hooray, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you, and I will be with you again next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Yay! Aloha and a hui ho.